The Bears have a little bit of a cornerback controversy on their hands, as with Jaylon Johnson and Kyler Gordon returning, suddenly there is a conversation about who is going to be the number 2 corner. Will it be Tyreek Stevenson? Or will it be surprising breakout Nahshon Wright, who is currently the league leader in interceptions alongside teammate Kevin Byard? Because I think it's going to be pretty clear that the Bears are going to utilize 4 corners when Jaylon Johnson and Kyler Gordon come back because of CJ Gardner-Johnson. Jaylon Johnson is going to be your primary boundary number 1 corner. Kyler Gordon will likely play the traditional nickel role, and I would say CJ Gardner-Johnson's probably going to be like a do-it-all chess piece type player who plays corner in nickel packages. But outside of that, you got to decide who's going to be playing opposite Jaylon Johnson. And I guess there is a world where the Bears decide they're going to do like a CB2 by committee where Wright and Stevenson kind of flip-flop in and out depending on who has the hot hand. But that's not fun. We don't want to talk about that. We want to talk about who could potentially be the starter. And I think my vote at this point in the season would be for Nahshon Wright. Now, I'm going to be honest and say I don't really love using PFF coverage grades as a resource, but Wright and Stevenson having essentially the same grade makes perfect sense to me, because you look at the way these two guys have been playing and there's a lot of similarities. Neither one has been super consistent. They've let up some big plays and had their gaffes, but at the end of the day, I do think they are both playing some of the best football of their career, and in Wright's case, he is absolutely playing the best football of his career. And at this point, I'm sure many people are well aware that defensive backs coach Al Harris has been a big reason for that. He's done a tremendous job coaching these guys up and getting them to play their best football. Now, because of Al Harris being the defensive backs coach, I really do think that he can look at the corners that we have and say Jaylon Johnson and Nahshon Wright are his guys, or at least the guys that he'd go to bat for, because of who he had in Dallas. You look at Trayvon Diggs and Deron Bland, and I really do think that Johnson and Wright can be just as good of a tandem, if not better, given the fact that Johnson is a better pure cover corner than Diggs, and Wright does a little bit more as an all-around player than Bland does. I really like how he plays the run game, and I think he is just as good, if not better, as a pure cover corner. And obviously he has the ability to jump routes and intercept the football and make plays. Now, to play devil's advocate to my own point, if you look at what the Bears had with Jaylon Johnson and Tyreek Stevenson, especially in Stevenson's rookie year, and you say, yeah, that's what we want, then I can't really blame you, because that duo showed a lot of promise. And on top of that, if Chicago's thinking long-term and doesn't want to have to pay Nahshon Wright this offseason, given the fact that Kevin Byard, Andrew Billings, Jaquan Brisker, Jonathan Owens, CJ Gardner-Johnson, quite a few guys are going to be free agents and they don't have a ton of money to bring them back, I definitely can't fault them for that either. But then again, when you have an athletic 6'4" corner who can make plays like this and also isn't afraid to step up in the run game, I find it really hard to put him on the bench.